What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with my video breakdown for Season 3 of The Flash, Episode 3, Magenta. Pretty decent episode overall, nothing special. I'm pretty sure we've just had our first filler 3 episodes in, but I guess it is important to the overall story. Not every episode can be epic. Right, let's get into it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. So it was pretty cool at the start where Julian was saying you don't finish till 7 p.m. and obviously it was 6:58. Barry's like, you are my boss, and Julian was like, I'm the senior person here. So I'm really liking the chemistry between them two. Like, Julian doesn't trust Barry at all, and Barry's like pudding. According to Felicity, everyone likes Barry. So it's just a bit funny how Julian, aka Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton, doesn't like Barry Allen. I just find that funny. But I think over the season, if they don't build some kind of relationship, it will get really tedious and boring. Seen as in this timeline, they supposedly already worked together for over a year. So the highlight of this episode was Harrison Wells returning with Jessie Quick having her speed, and Cisco's like, I didn't open the breach, and Barry's like, can you close it? He's like, no, I wouldn't have called you if I can close it. And then Harrison Wells pops through with his hands up, and then Jessie comes running through. She's like, pretty cool. So from the get-go, you can tell that Wally West is jealous because they were both hit by Barry before he went into the Speed Force in Runaway with Dinosaurs episode last season. You can tell he's so jealous, and Harrison Wells explains to him that dark matter hits people differently, so not everyone affected by dark matter will get metahuman abilities. So Harrison Wells is finding it hard to deal with that Jessie is now a version of the Flash. So he's basically come over to get some help from Team Flash. So they all try to talk to her about her speed, and in the end Harrison Wells has to accept that his daughter is now a version of the Flash. So, and he's like, I'm always going to be here for you, I'm always going to love you, etc, etc. So it's pretty cool that the best character is now back. But what was interesting is Harrison Wells worked out really fast that this was not the same timeline, as he had never seen the speed room, and Barry didn't. So he's like, what did you do? What did you do? Then it kind of explained that he ran back in time. Really interesting that Harrison Wells find out about Dr. Alchemy, seeing as he is one of the suspects of people who could potentially be him, but obviously the Earth 1 version, not the Earth 2 version. This is the Earth 2 version that has come through. So really happy that Harrison Wells has come back. So there's a girl in this program called Frankie, the kind of alter ego, split personality is Magenta, who is like a female version of Magneto who can mind control things, basically bend and lift metal. So she's being abused by her foster father, so she nearly kills him by taking a lamppost through the house, and boom, which is really incredible actually, because to do that would require a lot of force. So it's like Flash are playing on kind of abusive relationships within this episode, so it's kind of a subject that does happen a lot, I guess. So that's kind of something really cool. So in the end, Frankie Frankie overcomes Magenta and controls her power. I mean, it's a pretty cool bit where she's actually got like a massive ship and she's going to crush a whole hospital. So crazy speed. But in the end, she overcomes Magenta and comes back to Frankie, and then Caitlin sends her off to a new foster home. So it's pretty cool. But before that, she says that she explains how she got her powers. It was almost like she was living in a different world. So the people who had powers in Flashpoint are having dreams about it, visualizing it, having daydreams about it, and then eventually Dr. Alchemy will give them the powers that they have in Flashpoint. So it's quite interesting that Jessie Quick got her speed through a fast car kind of running into her almost. So that's quite interesting, seeing as Kid Flash got his speed from driving a car really fast in Flashpoint. So is that how Kid Flash is going to get his speed? because I presume he's going to get his speed, because right at the end it hints, obviously right after she says you daydream about it, so within the episode Wally West nearly killed himself by standing out in front of a car. So is he having dreams about that happening? And obviously a daydream is obviously him doing it for real. So it's really hinting that Kid Flash is going to get his abilities back shortly, but will it be long term or will it just be short term? That is not actually clear. So like I said, this is more of a filler episode, not a particular lot happens until kind of the end of the actual episode. So Jessie Quick gets her suit after her father accepts what's happening. It looks to me like it's the trajectory suit from last season. You know, the speedster last year who she ran so fast that she basically evaporated into time. And it looks like Cisco's just modified it with parts of Yo, but we'll see more of that in the next episode. And right at the end we see the CCTV footage from the teaser at the end of the episode where it looked like Savitar hand went in and killed him, but from this side of the CCTV footage you can't see anything. It looks like a ghost is killing him, which is a pretty cool touch. And then Julian's like, do you believe in ghosts, Barry? And then Julie has never heard of alchemy, which to me makes me think that he is alchemy. I hope it's not he's not alchemy. As to me, something I don't like about the Flash is they make the villains obvious. Everyone knew who the Reverse Flash is, everyone knew who Zoom was. They just need to kind of work on trying to make it less obvious. It was an overall solid episode because Harrison Wells is in it, but to me it was a filler episode. Nothing really happened. I mean, I like how they're not showing much of Dr. Alchemy, like 1-2 minute clips, but to me that could mean that it's someone who doesn't really have much time to film, or they're trying to make it less obvious. I mean, it is good, like, because obviously Reverse Flash in season 1 and Zoom was on the screen all the time, but I presume as the season goes in more, it will show you more of what kind of happens. So Warstu here, my little beautiful boy here, he's always beside me. This is my breakdown for Magenta episode 3 of Flash season 3. Subscribe, like, comments down below. Thanks for all the support. This little channel's growing slowly, and we'll see you in another video. Peace.